the quickest astrology hack for optimizing your life. Now, this is kind of outside of normally programmed, scheduled content, but I was thinking about this and I was like, this might actually be beneficial for the people who view my content, or if this comes across your recommendations. This is one of those things where it's quick to conceptualize and implement, but it takes some time for it to play out. But this is, let me explain. Oh, I'm Katie, by the way. I'm a singer. Most people know me for that one song, My Alone is Holy, but I do have other songs, but you should definitely go stream My Alone is Holy if you haven't checked that out yet. But I'm also a research astrologer, and I create astrology hacks like this one. So like this, comment this, subscribe, actually. If you'd like to learn more astrology hacks for how to be happier, healthier, more successful, and how to have better relationships, you should probably just like follow me, subscribe to me, and get that over with. Anyway, in astrology, the sun is considered a planet, but of course it's a luminary. And because the sun is a luminary, and because the sun represents vitality, success, because of that, whatever house that the sun enters for you, it's gonna illuminate that area of life. Houses referring to the 12 houses of the natal chart. And before anybody says it, everybody has 12 houses, everybody has 12 houses, everybody has 12 houses, everybody has 12 houses in a natal chart, 12 signs. I don't mean to be redundant, but people will argue with me about this on TikTok, because what they don't realize is that the astrology apps that most people use, like Chani and CoStar, what you're seeing in that little table that they show your planets and your signs in the houses, they're only showing you the houses that you have planets in. And because you only have 10 planets and you have 12 houses, even if you evenly distributed every planet amongst the houses, you would still have 2 houses left over that were unaccounted for. Then if you factor in the fact that planets have what you might call relationship rules, that's not the right phrase. Basically, there are certain planets that will always stay within a certain specific distance of each other. For example, the sun and Mercury are best buddies, meaning that every single person who has ever been born or who will ever be born will always have Mercury in the same sign as their sun, in the sign before their sun, or the sign in behind their sun. Before, same, or after. You will never have Mercury being more than one sign away than the sun. And so when you consider that planets have rules of distance and relationships like that, that brings them in even closer, then you definitely will never have 12 houses that each have a planet in them, even if you like included asteroids. So when you use these apps and it goes, oh, you only have a first, a fifth, a seventh, a eighth house, that doesn't mean those are the only houses or signs that you have. That just means those are the only houses you have planets in. Okay, are we caught up now? Cool. All right, so you have 12 houses that each have a sign above it. And if we're looking at the whole house system, I can't explain house systems right now because this would make the video too long, but just trust me for a second, okay? Just trust me, stay with me. 12 houses, 12 signs, each house representing an area of your life, each sign defining the way that you experience this area of your life. As the sun moves through the sky, moving through each sign, creating what is in pop culture sun sign astrology, or this sign season, this Pisces season, Leo season, based on where the sun is. As the sun moves through the sky, it's also moving through your natal chart, your personal map. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? And in this way, your sun is moving through your different houses, illuminating and bringing vitality, success, luck, and good charisma to each area of life. Are you still with me? And track the sun's movement through your houses, which is relatively easy because every time the sun enters a new sign, somebody on social media is gonna be like, birthday season, so-and-so season. The dog gets it. You can almost, hi, this is Mochi. You can almost start to plan accordingly for where you will experience, we'll say, luck, even though Jupiter is the planet of luck, but just stick with me. Which does require that you know a little bit about what area of life each house corresponds to, but that's pretty easy to Google, guys. But to give you an example, I am a Pisces rising. That means the first house of my natal chart is in Pisces, ruled by Pisces. So when the sun is in Pisces, or when we are in Pisces season, my first house is being illuminated by the sun. And when the sun illuminates my first house, the first house rules over how other people see us, public visibility, perception, outside perception. This is a better time for me to put myself out into the world for any endeavors that require me being visible, like being on social media. On average, and I'm kind of a full-time TikToker, so, bear with me on this example. On average, my TikTok page grows 10,000 followers a month. That's pretty steady month to month. But something really interesting happened when the sun entered Pisces. And I do feel like it's also because Jupiter is in Pisces right now. So both Jupiter and the sun are in my first house. There was a week where I grew like 13,000 new followers in 1 week, which was like, exponential growth for me. Based on what I'm used to. My hand is shaking, my bad. But basically, if you can keep up with that, you can plan accordingly, right? And so if I know that, I'm like, oh, I should put out content that's really meaningful for me during this time when the sun is in my first house, right? And then let's say the sun's about to enter my second house, which is like the house of assets, income, or whatever like that. I can go, okay, maybe I should be focusing on endeavors that have to do with my money or things that I own. Third house has to do with like family or siblings, specifically the close neighborhood, travel. And so if you can kind of align some of the agenda, oh my goodness. So if you can start to align the agendas and activities of your life with the themes that are going on as the sun is moving through your houses, you might experience a little more like success and luck in those areas. Who knows? I always say it's okay to be a skeptic, but like if it's one of those things where you don't have to go out of your way or change your initial plans to kind of line it up with the astrological influences of that moment, why not just try it? You know what I mean? So take a look at your natal chart, and you can kind of tell what's going on based on your rising sign, because your rising sign always corresponds to your first house, and kind of see how the sun is moving through your natal chart, or even just think of past experiences and how like they might line up with where the sun is in your chart. For example, when the sun is in Aquarius, it's my 12th house, which is like house of hidden things and reclusion. And I do notice that during Aquarius season, I'm always an introvert, but I'm more of an introvert than usual during Aquarius season. And so it is kind of interesting to see those things line up. So just check it out, and hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully it maximizes whatever you intend to do with it. Okay, all right, bye-bye. See you in the next one. And like, comment, and subscribe if you thought that was helpful. I'd love to see you again. Bye-bye.